Well, hello again. Sorry, I've been out a little bit, so just gonna try to conclude the bikes today. So we had the last three top 10 bikes of 2022. These are, of course, my list. These are not nobody's list curated to anybody but myself. These are the ones that I looked around and I was like, you know what? I have a lot of levels of respect for that bike. So, to continue the list, let's continue with. We're going to finish all three today, by the way. We're going to start off with number three. And that is, believe it or not, most people will get surprised on this one, is the Suzuki GSX-R 750. Multiple reasons for this one, and I'll give my perspective after. But likes, it's got a power band everywhere. It's not like a 600 where it's like nothing, 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 nothing. Then when you reach 10, the engine just comes to life, and then when it can roar all the way to 15,000 RPMs. It's a whole different beast right here. This one, just immediately when you crack the throttle, you'll start feeling the power band go and go and go, and it's like it's never a dull moment with this bike. They always compare it with the Panigale V2. So imagine a poor man's Panigale V2. It's a great bike, to be honest with you, and Suzuki's durability is bulletproof. So the top speed on this bike is 170. I mean, when are you going to do 170 on a highway? Maybe on a track, a big track, not something like Chuckwalla or Las Vegas Motor Speedway, because there's a lot of twists and turns, which is what a track really should be, is mostly turns. But I mean, if you do get one like Fontana Speedway or Eagles Canyon, yeah, you can actually, there's more straightaways, so there you can actually reach the potential of that bike. Don't do it on the street though. It's got a great price, $12,000. That's just MSRP. That's not including taxes, licensing fees, all that stuff. It's $12,000. That's compared to the Panigale V2. That's 18 for the white livery. So it's pretty good. If you ask me, I think that's a great bike. And it's a comfy super sport. I'm sorry, the great price was combined with a top speed of 170, so you're getting the power for your buck, you know? And it's a comfortable super sport. I sat on a 750 and I was quite comfortable. It almost feels maybe just a little bit more slanted forward than my CBR 650R, but it's still pretty comfortable compared to an R6. I was uncomfortable in an R6. My wrists were hurting, even though I tried to use my abs and my thighs to grip the tank. It still felt a little uncomfortable. It only felt good on the turns. Dislikes of the Gixxer 750. It's the same old Gixxer. Nothing's changed. There's nothing you look forward to. The same thing that was on 2014 is the same thing on 2022. Still the same looking bike. It's got your modes. It's got ABC mode. So at least they got that. If you don't feel comfortable, you can always put it on C and then build your way up to A. Just all the power. Lack of tech, again, that goes together with the same old Gixxer concept. And facing possible extinction. I know the Gixxer 600 is stopped being sold in Japan, and they're just keeping it now in North America. So, yeah, we might be coming to possible extinction with the 750 class. It's looking that way, but this is a great bike, to be honest with you. Even if you got a used one, I think you're getting an awesome bike, an awesome bargain. That's a great track weapon. You can take it out to the canyons. It's not that uncomfortable. It's pretty decent, honestly. So, number two on my list. This one, I had controversy with 1 and 2 because y'all know me. Most people know I started off on MT-03 and crashed that one, but I started off on a Kawasaki Ninja 400. So for me, it's very wishy-washy for me. So number 2 on this list is going to be, for me, a Ducati Panigale V4S. I'm sorry, Ducatistas. I love Ducati so much, but this was really, really difficult for me. The reason why, the likes, it's got a lot of speed. Man, that thing is a rocket. It improved cornering. So MotoGP, they struggled a lot with cornering over the years. They had troubles with that. Straightaways, they always won. In the cornering, they pretty much tanked it. 2022 was a big up-and-coming year for Ducati, where they improved on their handling. Like Yamaha couldn't overtake him in the corner. Fabio Quartararo was surrounded by, he was on third position and he had 2 Ducatis up front, 2 Ducatis in the back. He couldn't overtake him, and he was getting overtaken by the other Ducatis on a turn. That's insane, because Yamahas are good on turning. So they've improved. Their systems have improved. This is the reason why I watch MotoGP, folks. And this is the reason why I told you I buy a bike with prestige, because MotoGP is just a concept bike that they use, and they find out all the critiques and everything from the rider, and they improve on that. Whatever they got great on that bike, they use it on the real bikes for us, for the commuters, for the people that go to a track day. with a simple bike. The more they win trophies, the more you know the bike's doing something good. So there you go. In MotoGP, it's Ducati. In Yamaha. In WSBK, it's Kawasaki. Although this year Ducati won it, but nevertheless. Improved cornering, it's got prestige. It's won titles. So many titles. This year, they've been known for the constructor titles. Pecco Bagnaia won a title, and Alvaro Bautista won a title. All three things, Ducati. So that's great. There's not much to say on that. Dislikes, too much for accessories. The accessories cost a lot of money for exhaust. Just a simple cat back exhaust on it. It's like $4,000. That is ridiculous, man. But I guess you pay for what you get, right? And you're getting quality. They say that a Ducati product feels premium. Sits too high. I sat on a V4. I was tippy-toeing that thing. If I don't tilt the bike a little bit over and put one foot down, I am not going to flat foot that thing. There's no way. You can mess with the seat and make it lower, mess with the suspension, but why bother? There's a reason for that clearance, and it's to take those corners pretty good speed. And no fuel gauge. I mean, come on, Ducati. I mean, I get it. It's a track weapon, you know. You don't have a fuel gauge on your bike. I get it. But come on, most of us want to see a fuel gauge. I mean, if an RSV4 has a fuel gauge, why can't you guys put one on the Ducati? The lower price Ducatis have it, like the Super Sport, the Monsters, they have those, but Multistrada as well, but not the Panigales. They said no on that one. It's a sports bike, you know. It's something to go on the track to. And last but not least, this has nothing to do with me being a fanboy. Really, it doesn't. But number one on my list, I put the ZX-10R. Kawasaki CX-10R. Reason why I put that as number one on my list? It's a poor man's Panigale V4, if I can say that. I look out for your pockets, for my pockets as well. So, likes. It's got a great start assist, so pretty much the clutch, when you let it go, start letting it go, it automatically just starts pulling you forward seamlessly. So when you're cranking on the throttle, and if you have an accidental moment on a straightaway, it won't yeet out of your hands. It'll just keep going smoothly. The power band is smooth. So that's great. So if you're coming off a 600 and you're just starting to adapt to 1,000cc, this is a perfect bike for you. It keeps that in mind. It's aiming for the rider's safety. I did not mean Panigale. I meant S1K on a budget. The reason why is because of the features that it's got. It's got cruise control. That's a good thing, especially when you're commuting. You got heated grips. That's perfect. You don't have to waste money on a heated heated glove. So like me, I wasted $143 on a heated glove. So, and last but not least, it's got a quick shifter up and down. Can't beat that. It's great. I mean, the comfort may not be the best on that bike, but if you got cruise control and you're sitting all the way forward, just lean back a little bit and rest your arm and use the other arm to hold on to the triple tree. Dislikes, like I said, foot pegs really high, ridiculously high. I sat on a ZX-10R and I'm like, whoa, this is just as bad as a R1, except I'm not all the way forward because they catered it to WSBK freaking 6-time champion Jonathan Ray. They spanned out the clip-on so that way you're not leaned all the way forward. You're semi-leaning all the way forward. So that's not a bad thing, but the foot pegs sit higher. Nothing that a new rear set can't change. You can make it a little lower to your comfort and you've got a better bike. You got to think, you're only paying $17,000 MSRP for this bike. So high performance, what does it say there? I can't read my own writing. For a high-performance bike, there's no braided lines. Sometimes you feel like you're getting shortchanged for what you're getting. You gotta show a cartridge sticking out instead of it being on the actual fork itself, which has the benefits of its own. You can tweak it from the bottom instead of the fork by clicking it. Brembos, they're not the best ones. They're not Corta Corsas or RCSs, R16s, but you're getting a good quality brake. But I mean, with a high performance machine like that, you're looking at it and you see a rubber line. That's kind of sketching me out. I don't like that. Personally, me, buy the bike, change out the rear sets, change out the lines, brake lines to braided lines, make it a little bit more powerful. Because for another 10 grand, you're getting the ZX-10RR. That's too much money. So no, I'd rather just change out those two things and make it better. And last thing, it's an attention-seeking bike. The dislike, it's an attention-seeking bike. Anyone that sees it, it's like, whoa. That's a bright green bike. It's extremely bright. Like, do you know how much attention a Ninja 400, my Ninja 400 got? It got a lot of attention. So, yeah, I mean, what can you expect? It's a thrill-seeking bike. It's an attention seeker. I don't mind. Personally, me, I would get the green one. That's because Kawasaki is green. That's what it's known for. So just be careful with the police out there with that bike. Yeah. Personally, in this list, I don't know if I would get any of these bikes at all. This is just what I like. Personally, me, I'm looking for a commuting bike next, or I'm looking for a track bike. So right now, the CBR 650R, it can go on the track from what I heard and from what I've seen in videos. I'm yet to take it. I'm probably going to take it in January. But it is no super sport. It is just a real wannabe super sports, close to being one, but it doesn't have adjustable forks. The rear can be adjusted. That's about it for preload, compression, all that stuff. But the front, that's it. That's all you got. You got to build it yourself. But why bother? The bike is perfect the way it is. I honestly feel like this bike is perfect the way it is. I honestly feel like if I just buy an Atlas cruise control or throttle lock, that'll be my cruise control for that. I got my heated gloves already, and they also sell Honda OEM heated gloves. Sato Racing does quick shifter GP shifts, so I can actually quick shift down to increase the gears without pressing the clutch. It's the only company I know that installs aftermarket rear sets with the standard quick shifter. So that is not a bad deal. Personally, me, I would just use my CBR 650 as my commuting bike. It's got plenty of enough power to overtake on the highway. It's pretty fast. I haven't needed myself yet, knock on wood. But for a future bike, I will probably end up getting a real super sport, something leader bike, whether it be a ZX-10R, whether it be an BMW S1K, whether it be a Panigale V4, something more to that extreme. I will not be getting a track bike. Pretty much that track bike will probably be another thing. I'll probably buy a 300 or a 400 just to turn it into my fun bike, like a little pocket rocket, but for the track. Get a used one for $4,000 and just don't even ride it out on the street. Just turn it into a track bike. That's it. Those are my plans for the future for bikes. Let me know what you guys think on the comments for this list. Call my bullshit, call my bluff on this. It's like I said, don't get mad, don't hate. This is just what I think is my top 10 for right now for this year. Perspectives change. Who knows? Maybe next year you'll see a touring bike on that list. After all, this is Ares.Reigns. Make sure to hit the comment, click the subscribe button, click the like button, ring the bell for notifications. Make sure to subscribe and leave some comments below. This is Ares.Reigns. Peace out.